You are watching Kit Kabinet, and this is the inbox review of the Airfix Messerschmitt Bf 109E-4 in 1/72 scale. So here we have Airfix's Bf 109E in the livery of Franz von Werra's plane. He's just being shot down by the Spitfire here, which is possibly flown by Basil Stapleton. You can get this plane in Airfix's Aces set, by the way, but let's stick with the 109 for now. Let's have a look inside. Okay, this kit has been around for a couple of years now, and it's the newer style of Airfix kits. Airfix has been around for since the 50s somewhere. The current way of tooling on their models is very good, it's very acceptable, it's very sharp, but the panel lines are kind of on the heavy side, and I'll show you just what I mean. Let's see if this thing will focus, and it will focus. So you can see these panel lines here are kind of on the heavy side. They're not as light as on, like, say, Tamiya kits or Hasegawa kits. And that's a bit of a hallmark for the current style of tooling that Airfix is using. But the detail and the continuity of the molding is very, very nice. They're not as heavy as the old Matchbox panel lines of yore, the notorious trenches, but they're kind of deep. But your basic parts detail is very nice. Here the radiator baths. And let's have a look. The wheel wells here. And you can mount this also with flaps down. That's also very nice. And the fuselage sprue, now you can like mount it with an open engine cowling, and the engine looks okay, but there's something weird here because the machine guns are included in the cowling, so you'll have to remove these machine guns and like build them here, the whole machine gun array here over the engine. They also have some pre-flattened wheels here. You have to take care when you mount them to the undercarriage struts here on the other sprue. You have to take care to put the flat part really well onto the ground level, the surface level. But that's a nice touch. And the rest of the details, the balancing weights, the control column, it looks all very, very, very nice. Have a nicely detailed cockpit here. Seat here with some belts molded into it. I don't know if you can see this properly. And even the tail wheel has been pre-flattened, so that looks nice. Some sidewall detail here. The transparencies nice and clear. I do see a little bit of distortion, but it's not too bad when it's like really close onto the cockpit itself. I think you can still see enough detail, at least the amount of detail that's in that's like inside the cockpit. I think you can still perfectly see it through these transparencies, but they do distort a little. Of course, when you mount the canopy open, there's an option for that. There's like two small tabs here. So if you mount the canopy open, of course you can see the whole inside. And a nice transparent gun sight here. So you only have to paint this part here black. And you have a nice transparent gun sight. The decal sheet. Really nice. Everything is very sharp, nicely in register. There's a truckload of small stenciling and then walkway lines and everything. So this is a very nice decal sheet, very complete. Of course, there are no tail markings. They're prohibited in some countries. So if you want to build a plane with those, you'll have to get some aftermarket decals, or like build a version that doesn't have them. The instruction sheet with stories in English and French and German, Spanish and Swedish. Not even in Dutch. Ah! But wait, there's more. Well, with all those stencils you luckily have a drawing where to put them all. There's quite a lot of them. The drawings are to scale, by the way. So that's nice too. You have some free scale drawings. Very nice. The building instructions, they look quite straightforward actually. Color callouts for everything in the interior as well. Looking very good. You can mount it on a separately sold stand. And as I mentioned before, you can position the flaps into two different positions, as well as the canopy, open or closed. Now this boxing only has one version with decals, and that's the plane flown by Franz von Werra. That's the one that got away. The only German pilot that got shot down over England and managed to escape from prison. So in conclusion, I think this is a very nice little kit, and I think it should build into a nice little replica of this famous plane.